I am extremely sweaty, very, very hot. It is super humid outside. Been working in the garden all day. We have not put out a video. Basically, there's just been a lot of things personally that have been going on and within the family. And so we had to take a little step away here for this last week. But we'll be able to get videos out back regularly now. Thanks everybody for sticking around. We've had cars break down. We had some family emergency stuff go on. We can go into later. So we just appreciate you sticking around. And today I'm planting out 123 pepper plants. We got about 250 tomatoes to do. They're not going out today. I'll show you that another day. We've just pretty much been taking care of the animal on the garden. Hydroponics is doing great. We'll be adding to that and getting the outdoor hydroponic stuff set up in the coming weeks. Here we've probably only got about 3 to 4.5 weeks left, somewhere in there, to butcher our meat chickens. So we'll have that going. And yeah, so we've had a lot going on. We were able to meet our new neighbors. That was awesome. They're going to be a great addition around here. So we'll get back on pace now. And thanks for coming back and watching. So here's a garden video. The lettuce is coming up pretty good, and all along this side, the beets are coming up great. This bed, the part that we left uncovered, is doing pretty good. This side, you can barely even see them. They're so small, so they're uncovered full time now. The cabbages are doing amazing. They are reaching their mark. Update on the little baby ducks. As you can see, this one right here, let me try to zoom. The feathers are changing. That's our Welsh Harlequin. We're excited. Loving these guys. Our ducks are giving themselves a bath, and these blue Swedish right there, they just have the cutest little tuxedos. But they are all just giving themselves a bath right now, so they look a little rough. But once they're done, they fluff right on out. Got turkeys hanging out. We've expanded this into an L. The turkeys, the new chicks, and the older chicks, they're about 8 weeks. Everybody gets along really well. They've grown accustomed to each other. So we did create a little L. These guys are still hanging out. They are going to start their intros to the other ducks, like, over time. The turkeys are by far the friendliest ever, and then the ducks and the chickens, because, you know, they're flighty. Everybody's in there hanging out, eating. Julian's doing well. Neither one of them bother each other. They are doing a number on the stuff in here, and it is amazing. Maybe I wanted to catch one of them flying, but I keep missing it. Pulled up some of our onions today to start getting ready. We're actually going to pull all these ones, and they'll be going with us to market as well as being used here at the house. And we're going to be flipping these beds and replanting. So that's pretty exciting. Let's get to it. I'm in the greenhouse, and it smells like tomatoes. So good. This is flowering. This is flowering. This is flowering. These didn't make it as suspected. We haven't done anything with them yet. This is the little Amish paste. This is the broccoli going nuts. Everything's growing good. This one remember I put in the 2 we were going to save, or see if we can try to save them. This one was able to come back. This one, not so much. These are the squash. Then these are the cucumbers that are going. These are loaded. Everything is starting to, this is wild. This is untamed forest. I wanted to trim it up, and then he was like, no, let's see it and let's wait. And so that's what I'm doing. And there is a ton of them on here, so that's awesome. But yes, this died last week. Look at this peppermint. It's doing really good. So stuff's starting to harden off and get going in the ground, and everything's going pretty well. Shockingly enough, this has blueberries on it. So these are going out. It's been just chaos. I thought they were done already, then found out they were not. We're working on this bed over here. It is about ready to plant right this minute, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, well, my phone died, so I apologize, but this bed is done, and this should be a super pretty bed. We have some autumn sunflowers here, bushy cucumbers here, some of the shorter yellow and orange marigolds, and then bush cucumber. Everything's all spaced out, and this is a 4x4 bed, but they are going to be beautiful. He's got water, and we're going to pour it in here and be able to really get that bottom layer good and wet. We also found some earthworms that were around the property, and we put them in here. So we've got some rabbit stuff in here, some peat, and then some really loose potting mix. And then, yeah, it's going to be great. Once he pours this in here, that'll be sufficient when they're, grown. But at planting, I usually take the watering can and go across the top just for that first time and getting them all sprouted up at direct seed. Beauty is you don't have to be precise because it's still inside the bed and you don't waste any water. Yay! Alright, so we popped the lid off of our tomatillo plant. Look at this root system. This is just a clay pillow. But you can see it's using the water, what it needs and what it doesn't, and wowzers. That is nuts. These other ones, the roots are just, this is the broccoli. The roots on this stuff is just so big that it can't even come out of the hole. And we do have a tomato here on our early girl right there. So, holy wow. So these are our last turnips. And these were from a $1 seed pack. They did really well. Anyone that didn't do good went to the meat birds. And the other, see, look at that one. So nice. We did not plant the other turnips from Baker Creek yet. We'll do that in the fall. We're going to get this replanted. We have quite a pepper situation going on here. We've got all 3 of these beds planted with peppers using the holding hands method, which is peppers like to hold hands. Since they are transplants and peppers don't transplant very well, there are multiples, and so the ones who were not sure if they're going to make it are planted on the middles, so that if they don't make it, we can remove them and they'll all be spaced just fine. We got cups everywhere. It's chaos. Those are just sweet peppers. Moving on to the hots. Day 1, outside of our pen, learning. They're so fun to watch. They come out with peas. You can pretty much get them to do whatever you want as long as you have peas. They're super soft, and they like to get peas from the bottom of their pool. Yes, they can get in and out of this just fine. They're just eating, so they'll go back and forth, but loving it. The meat birds were out for a little while. They stayed out of the garden pretty good, They were supervised. And then they're up for a minute. These guys are out. We're going to go mess with the layer coop.